Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, we are going to be talking about 18 items that I don't buy anymore. Now, these are items that I don't buy, okay? So I am not you, you are not me. So you can feel free to buy whatever you want for your own house. So like some of these items I don't buy because they're wasteful or expensive or just stupid. And you might learn from those things as well and maybe reassess what you purchase. But you might love these things and want them in your own home, in which case go nuts. I don't really care. I don't really live there. So, you know, you might see yourself in this. You might not, and that's okay. You might buy different things because that's how the world works. We all are a little bit different. So you have fun. Some of these items are great. They're just not for me, but they might be for you. And some of these items are just bad. So let's get going. Okay, cool. Okay, so a quick scene change because it is now January and no longer the holiday season. So I'm going to be having a little bit less chocolate and cheese and a little bit more healthy living. And that is why I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Timeline, powered by Mitopure. So Mitopure is a patented, clinically proven form of urolithin A that promotes healthy aging and muscle strength by triggering the natural renewal of mitochondria. This helps counteract the slowing down of mitochondria that occurs with age and the eventual decline in energy and muscle weakness. So as I move into January here, I'm looking to, incorporate in some more healthy habits, healthy eating, going to the gym more often, moving more, sleeping better, and also, yes, that includes supplementation on top of my healthier diet than it was. And Mitopure makes it super easy to renew your cells because it comes in this like super easy, just like cute little gummies that are strawberry flavored that are honestly actually really delicious and just nice to take in the morning. I take 2 of these right after my tea and I'm good to go for the day. So if you want to invest in your future, feel free to go and click on the link in the description and get started with some free gummies. So thank you Timeline by Mitopure for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, first on my list is gonna be single-use coffee pods. Okay, so there was a time when I had a Keurig machine. I'm not proud of it, but like I did have a Keurig machine back in the day, and I never got into the Nespresso thing. Like I get it, a lot of people go crazy for it. I just think it's not good coffee. Don't sue me, okay? Just my opinion. Nestle, they got a lot of money, okay? So I just don't want to be sued. Don't come after me, basically, is what I'm saying. I don't have any money, so don't bother, okay? Don't sue me, but I just don't think that these are really great products. I don't think it's good coffee. If you know coffee, which even if you don't really, you can just know. Like, when was this harvested? Do you know what I mean? Like, when was this harvested? When was this ground? When was this sealed in its little tiny stupid cup? I think Nespresso's really good at their shops, look really inviting, and they look really fun, and everybody wants to be in there, and it looks luxurious, but don't be fooled. This is coffee that has definitely been ground about 45 years ago and sealed in a pod and would survive a nuclear blast. And I just don't think that's good for your coffee. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it makes for a great cup. And if you're gonna have just like a cup or two a day, make sure it's good. Things I would recommend, go buy yourself, a Chemex is amazing. I love a Chemex, it's beautiful. I believe it's in like the MoMA, like it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. So it's great to display in your home. Also, like I love the Fable coffee dripper is what I use. I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. If you guys know this, I've been on a journey where I've tried to have less coffee because it was giving me headaches if I was getting too much caffeine. So now I have decaf and I always have just a cup at a time. And I like the little coffee dripper from Fable. It's made of their ceramic, sort of the same as any other stoneware. I really love it. I think it's really great. There's lots of great products that are out there and great coffee machines. There's the good old classic ones, but those are all better choices. And then you can support your own local coffee place. There's lots of fantastic ones that are out there, no matter where you are. You can order them online. You can get subscriptions. You've got options. I just don't buy single coffee use pods anymore. I don't buy Keurig. I don't buy Nespresso, and I don't recommend it. And if you like coffee, then I would suggest you skip these two. Okay, next up on my list, and this is a bit of a, this is an aspiration, okay? This is aspirational. The channel is aspirational, and I will say that I aspire to buy less specialty appliances. You guys know that I have a specialty kitchen top, countertop appliance addiction. I have, you name it, I have it. Did I do, when the sous vide was a thing? Yes. The air fryer? Yes. Like, did I get an egg bite maker? Yes, I did. Did I buy the Ninja Creamy? Yes, I did. If Ninja's R&D team is working overtime, they are to the max cranking out products, and I am tempted by every single one. So I try not to buy as many because I know I have a problem. And that's the first step in any sort of addiction recovery, is admitting that you have a problem. I think. I'm not a person who knows anything about that. I'm not qualified to speak on it, but I would assume, I've heard that in movies, so it must be true. So I've heard that that's part of the process, and I admit here publicly that I have a problem. And so now I buy a lot less. Really take a look at are there appliances like an oven that do the job of whatever the heck I'm buying? And the answer usually is yes. And so that's why I don't really buy these anymore. Well, less. I buy less, because you know, some are just really good. Okay, next up is gonna be specialty liquors. Okay, now, if you love, of course, this is what I said at the beginning. If you love whatever, like go for it. Like you do nuts. You do you have fun. Like I don't know what you drink. But like generally here's what you need. You need wine, you need beer, and probably maybe sparkling. That's like at the ready. So like if someone's like coming over, obviously you don't need any of this. But I also can appreciate a person who likes an old fashioned, or maybe you're a serial killer and you just like a regular martini, or maybe you like a gin and tonic, right? These are all great drinks other people drink. I don't really like them. Or an Aperol Spritz, that's my favorite. You go to a resort or you go to a bar on happy hour and there will be no Aperol Spritzes, and I can tell you, you order the first one and guarantee in 15 minutes, you got 4 other Aperol Spritzes in that happy hour because everybody loves them, they just forget about them. So there's Aperol Spritz. I like that. So like I might have Aperol on hand, okay? But do you need like melon liqueur? No, you probably don't, okay? Unless you really have a specialty beverage, like, I don't know, let's say you love candy apple martinis and you drink them every night. I wouldn't recommend it. Neither would your doctor, but maybe you do. And we then have the ingredients on hand. But I would be really judicious with your specialty liquor purchases, okay? If you love a fancy, crazy, cool cocktail, then go to a bar and just let them do it. Because yes, cocktails are getting outrageously expensive, but I can tell you what's more expensive is going out and buying a liter of like some almond syrup that is then stuck in your life forever and ever and ever. Trust me, I know. Okay, next up, this is not really, it's a home item in the sense that it's in the home, but this is a personal one for me, and that is gonna be brightly colored socks. Listen, okay, here's the thing, let me take you back. It's 2007, and all the gays are buying brightly colored socks because they're fun, and they're different, and they're unique, and they're colorful, and all the straight people, the straight men are just buying black socks. And then, you know what happened? I don't know what happened, but it's now the mid-2010s, and the straight men are all buying the brightly colored socks. So you know what we're doing now? We're buying black socks. The gays were just buying black socks. Here's the thing, I just don't buy this anymore because here's the thing with socks that I've realized. Buy one type of sock, probably from Costco, because we love a bargain around here, and then just like wear them forever. Just like now, black socks, I want the same brand. Here's why, because sorting socks sucks. I said it, it's alliteration, so it must be true. It sucks to spend the time to have to match your stupid socks on laundry day, which is why we avoid it, and it's really not fun. So just get the same sock and now you don't have any problems. Now they all match, so easy peasy. And then if you lose one, it doesn't really matter because you're probably gonna lose another one, and now you got one pair instead of 2. And like it works. So like to me now, I'm done with a specialty sock. I'm done with it. I just buy one sock. They are Gap. I buy them at Costco and they're the same and they're black and they're good and they go on sale at Costco regularly and I buy them and I am happier for it. Okay, next up is gonna be clothes that don't fit. In the same compartment here, we're just gonna file like, it's just, the time has passed, okay? Either it shrunk or you grew. I don't judge, but somewhere along the way, there was a bit of a difference of where you guys parted ways with whatever we're talking about, a shirt, a dress, pants, I don't know. Somewhere along the way you drifted, and that's okay. It's okay, we're not shaming around here, but I think it's just time that we admit that it's just time to let that one go and say, so long, we are going to send this to the charity blue bin that is down at the fire hall, and we are gonna let it go and we're gonna send it off to the Goodwill for somebody else to thrift and find and enjoy for some great, wonderful outfit that they're gonna create. Some 18-year-old is gonna take those pants and they're going to cut off the sleeves and turn it into some sort of muscle tank or something. It's gonna be super fun, but that t-shirt that's stretched out that doesn't fit you anymore, it's gonna be someone else's craft project, and that's really an awesome thing, but it's just not happening for you. Now, if you want goal clothes, I get it, I've done it, I just don't do it anymore. Like, I think we've all done it where you just go and you're buying clothes and you're like, well, this one doesn't fit, it doesn't fit anymore, but it's not quite there. Or again, like you bought it and it doesn't fit. Just get rid of it. Just honestly get rid of it. If it's, you know, if it doesn't quite fit, it's just not working for you. So stop buying clothes that don't fit you, stop keeping clothes that don't fit you. Okay, next thing I don't buy anymore is gonna be artificially scented hand soaps. I'm not shaming one company in particular, Bath & Body Works, but I would say that if I did, that would be the one. Here's the thing, soap is soap, okay? So let's just like, I don't claim to be like a scientist, microbiome, I don't know. I don't claim to be a soap expert, but I would still say that soap is soap. And I'm pretty sure like ever since we discovered like, I don't know, germ theory, I don't really know. But like ever since we kind of figured that out as humans and we figured out what soap is, then it's like, that's what we're all paying for, okay? Now we're just talking scents, and now we're just talking about how to make it feel nice. And maybe those little pumicey stones at Aesop, which are like great and beautiful, and I love you, I love your soap Aesop, but I'm sorry, I can't justify $60 a bottle or whatever it is, but it's beautiful. Let's talk about that. But I would say that there, you know, when we are experimenting outside of the basics of soap and we start getting into, you know, scents and whatever, just don't go for the artificial scented ones. It's not, it doesn't, peppermint mocha scented soap is just, it's not the move for me. I'm done with it. And I did at one point, like I was all in there. I bought the Champagne Toast, which is still a really great scent in my opinion. However, I find them all nauseating at this point. My favorite soap, if you want to know my favorite soap in the entire world, in Amsterdam, when I'm there, I always pick up the soap. It's called Mary Stella Maris. If you're from the Netherlands or maybe from all over Europe, I don't know if they ship, it's the best soap. And specifically the like objet, I don't know, to Amsterdam or whatever. There's like an Amsterdam scented one. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to Mary Stella Maris, you're gonna get that particular soap. Is it expensive soap? Yeah, it's some pricey soap. It's not Aesop expensive, but it's pretty pricey. But it is the best soap. I have some here, it's amazing. It's like a green tea, sort of a little bit citrusy. It is the best smelling soap ever, okay? In my opinion, it's my new favorite soap. I've loved it. I've had it now for about a year and I really, really enjoy it. It's like my go-to. Do you need it? Of course you don't. You can just get a regular soap. But you know, I'm just saying that's my personal fave. But I would still say that artificially scented soap, I just don't do them anymore. I'm just a little bit over them. Get regular soap if you don't wanna like get all crazy. And if you do, then get ones that use like actual real ingredients. Okay, in the same compartment, we're gonna talk about scented candles. I used to buy a lot more scented candles than I do. I just find I don't burn them as often. No, some people, and you're gonna be in the comment section. I'm gonna go there before you even got there. And that is that there's gonna be the people down below that are gonna say like, I don't do scented soaps because they give me headaches. Totally, totally, totally. I hear you, I get it. You're very vocal, and I love that you want everybody to know that you hate scented candles, and I appreciate your passion, but some people really do like them. I do think if you are going to enjoy them, maybe a diffuser with essential oils might be a better fit, or at least a more natural smelling candle, rather than like caramel cheesecake blast, which I don't really love. Again, certain company in the mall does this a lot. So to me, if you're gonna go the scented candle route, get ones with natural scents or go with a diffuser. But I just find myself doing it less and less. Like I just find less and less fakey scents in my home is a good thing. I'm not one of those people in the comment section that are gonna rail against scented candles. Again, I hear you, you're valid, but some people love them. And they're just something that maybe you still love. And maybe in your journey, I don't know where you're at in your scented candle journey, but for me, I've come out of the like artificial scent and moved into the occasional use of naturally scented candles. However, I like with real like essential oils and things. But even then, or I don't know what they use, but they're more natural than the other ones. And even then, I don't find I'm using them all that often. You can also just burn a plain candle. Like it doesn't have to stink. You know what I mean? You can just use that too. Okay, next up is gonna be specialty glassware. Things I used to buy that I don't buy. So here's what you need for like a minimalist sort of glass collection. You're gonna need a wine glass, okay? If someone comes over your house and they bring wine, you're gonna need a wine glass. Even if you don't drink, you're probably gonna need a wine glass. Do you need red versus white? Well, my personal favorite wine glasses, and I will say this forever, is gonna be the ones from Fable. I love them. You can bang them literally on a counter. I've never broken a glass. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I have literally like tapped them on the side of a countertop and they will not break. I love the Fable ones. All my stuff is Fable, okay? Cool. But I would say that, and they have a wine glass that is good for red and white, they say. It's like just the size that can work for both. If you're a minimalist, that's probably fine. If you're someone who's like, hey, I'd rather a red and a white, and that's where I fit. I like a white and I like a red glass, okay? So I like having two different types. Some people are so hardcore that they have like a Sauvignon Blanc glass and then they also have a Chardonnay glass. And Fable has that too, but I'm just saying like, that's not my style. I kind of just have a red and a white. But that's what you need for a minimalist. I would also say you should probably have some sort of a champagne or some sort of flute for sparkling. Or, you know, if you want to do a saucer, you can, or you want to do a flute, that's okay. I'm a flute person, but I appreciate both. Those are great options. Everything else you don't really need. If you have nice water glasses, you could use that as a substitute for rocks glass, but obviously a rocks glass is a nice addition to have. But I would say for me, I don't do anything else crazy. I don't do a whole lot of specialty glasses from there. If you're a beer person, maybe you got some beer mugs or something like that. That might make sense. But for the most part, everything else is just extra clutter and extra crap that you don't actually really need. That's probably just another thing that's gonna clog up space in your bar or in your area or in, you know, your cabinet like I have there. And it's just gonna be there forever and you're just gonna be really annoyed with it. They get dusty, which means like when you're pulling them out every 6 months, you gotta clean them before you actually serve with them. But so you're cleaning them when you put them away, cleaning them when you use them again. You don't really need these. You don't need that many. You need a good wine glass, maybe two, like red, white, and you need some sort of way to do sparkling, because if I come to your place and I give you Prosecco or champagne and you're serving it in a big giant honkin' wine glass, It's not the move, in my opinion. But again, that's just me. Call me a snob. Feel free to. Many have, believe me. Okay, next up is just like a massive mug collection. I will be honest, sometimes I am tempted to go beyond my one type of mug that I currently have. Again, my mugs are from Fable. This is not an ad, by the way. Feel free to buy them or not. It's fine. I'll link it down below, but like I link the stuff I have, but you can buy them from whatever. But I would say that like mugs in general, you just don't need that many. A lot of people, you know, you go to Disneyland and you seem to love crazy different funky mugs. And I get it, if that's you and it brings you joy, then go for it. But to me, I just think you need one type of mug. People go a little bit crazy with the specialty mugs, and I used to buy different types of mugs. Shocking, this is a long time ago. Like I haven't in the last like 10 years, but that's something I don't buy anymore. I just stick to one type of mug and then I'm good to go. I will say that part of me kind of wants like an eclectic mug collection. I'm flirting with the idea because there's like, I think there's this Scandinavian brand that has like this mug wall that then you can put all these like little cool crafted mugs in there. By that person, I might be tempted to do it. But I would say as of right now, I reserve the right to change my mind, but as of right now, I just don't buy any extra mugs. I just have the same like 6 Fable mugs that I've had forever, and they work for me. You don't need a souvenir from everywhere you go with an extra mug. And for the love of God, you don't need whatever Starbucks is churning out this week. Next up is going to be water bottles. The water bottle craze. When did water become such a status symbol and the bottle that it comes in? Listen, just buy one and stick to it. Personally, I have the Owala. Is it back there? Yeah, it was. The Owala one or whatever. I like it because it's got like a built-in straw, so you can kind of sip it, gulp it, but you can also sip it with the straw. So I like that. I like the Owala one. It's like obviously the stainless steel. It comes in some cute colors, but that was a recent addition for me after like many years of just using the same Swell bottle that was getting so dented that it finally needed to go. But people seem to collect water bottles in the way that some people collect mugs. And I'm just saying, like, there was a time when I had a whole bunch of, and I just threw them all out. I was like, where do I not have water? Where am I going that water is not prevalent? I live, well, in Vancouver, which is surrounded by water, and water comes from the sky. She's in the ocean right next to, like, water's everywhere, okay? And there's nowhere I'm going that doesn't have a glass of water at the end of it. So I think we're living in fear that we're somehow gonna get crazy thirsty. And in the end, we are not. You don't need one in your car. You don't need, well, if you want to, go for it. But like, you don't really need that many water bottles. You just need one. Get one water bottle and that's your life, okay? Okay, next up is gonna be throw pillows. Now I have 3 here. I'm debating getting throw pillows, like maybe just like 1 or 2, like maybe one. Like one for the bed, but you don't need that many. You don't need that many. I don't know how many pillows you have, especially in the bed, but if you have to deconstruct and reconstruct your bed every morning, you have too many. Like, yes, make the bed, obviously, sure. But then you've just got like a couple of pillows. I'll give you 5. You get 1, 2, like ones for your actual head, and then you get 1 decorative, max on a queen size bed. That's what you get. You don't get any more than that because you don't need anything more than that, right? You don't need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pillows on there. It's ridiculous. It's creepy. Like when I say creepy, I mean, because there was that photo that I've seen once where there was a person that had tons of pillows and dolls. And that was like, for me now, I have that association. So I would say you just don't need that many. You have 1 head and there's maybe 2 heads in the bed, unless you're in a throuple situation, but like that's obviously, you know, feel free to make that your own in terms of how many pillows you need in there, but that sounds crowded. But like, go for it. Like but if you get as many pillows as you need for the amount of heads that are there, times 2 plus 1, that's your rule. 2 times 2 plus 1, yeah. Okay, that's a rule that I just made up. Okay, next up is gonna be throw blankets. You need as many throw blankets as you think realistically people will need in your living room, okay? So if you're a couple, or whatever, you probably need 2. Maybe one person's got a blanket and the other person may want a blanket as well, and there's no room for sharesies, in which case, fine, then 2 is necessary. Put it in a cute little basket, put it off in the side. A cute basket over there is nice decor as well, but like, you don't need that many throw blankets. I think there was a time I had way too many, because like Sophie had a blanket. People like to also buy me blankets, and I've just come to the realization that I just need a couple. I need 2 blankets, everything else is off limits. Feel free, if you do have extra blankets and you're like, yeah, Nick's right, I don't need that many, feel free to repurpose them and put them on your bed or something like that. I think that is much more of a decorative use and it makes a little bit more sense, but you don't need nearly as many throw blankets as you think. I'm done with buying them. Stop buying them. This is also a PSA for anybody that knows me in real life. Stop buying me throw blankets. I don't need any more. Stop, like I just stop it. I have enough. I just don't buy any more of these anymore. And by the way, there's also a valid argument that you don't need any throw blankets at all. Okay, next on my list is gonna be extra linens. Here's the general thing that you can do with linens, right? There is the option of walking in and going, oh, I think today is the day I'm gonna change my bed sheets, which I do once a week. Feel free to let me know. I've seen some things where people are like, I don't do it like once every like couple of months or something, and that seems gross to me. But like, whatever, it's once a week. You decide that it's time to do your bed linens. Okay, cool. So here's what you do. You strip the bed, you take it all off, you put it in the washing machine. A whole cycle might take you a couple of hours, and then you put them back on again. You don't need a whole closet necessarily full of them, right? So I would say minimum, you need a sheet set per bed that you have in the home. And maybe an extra one for guests, or should somebody, I don't know, crash on your couch or something. I don't really know. But like, you don't really need a whole bunch of them. I think that people are keeping them a lot longer. People are buying new linens and then they're not getting rid of the old ones. Now, I just don't necessarily buy a whole lot of new ones. And you know, I mean, if I am going to buy new ones, I'm replacing ones that have ripped or in some way need to go. You don't need to always just continuously buy like swap out sets of like having like 10 extra sets of linens in your closet. You don't need it. Okay, next up on my list is gonna be cheap generic art and decor. This one is a biggie, and we're all victims to this, which is that you go in, this is me back in the day, okay? It's now, picture this, it's 2008. We're walking into a Pier 1, of course we are, and we're thinking, I have a white blank wall in my living room, I don't know what to do with it. So you wander Pier 1 and you find something that you're like, that's kind of cool, I guess. And they're like, oh, that's like kind of in my color scheme. You throw it in the cart, you bring it home. It's not particularly interesting. It's not something you really enjoyed. It didn't speak to you. There's no story, there's no whatever. You were just kind of like, I needed to fill space. And so I went to Pier 1. And now it's Home Sense, or please insert whatever modern retailer you want right now. And you just kind of go, okay. And so here's my thing. I think what you're better off doing, what I should have done and what I do now, is if I have a blank white wall or something that I don't know what to do with it, I just let it sit there until I find something that I really enjoy that speaks to me from an artist that I really like, or maybe I'm traveling and I find something. Because you know what, instead of going to like, I don't know, let's say you're going to like Austin, Texas or something, instead of coming back with a fridge magnet, go to an antique shop and get something really cute that you can actually bring back and display in your home. So if you have a blank white wall, let it sit, let it do its thing until you find a piece that actually speaks to you. Same goes with decor, right? Find those little pieces that you find traveling, get them in an antique market or a flea market or blah, blah, blah. Find them, you know, people will gift you things or whatever. You can make stuff, you can buy from artists, blah, blah, blah. You got lots of options. Do that instead of just buying generic crap that you just see and consume and then put it in your home and then it just fills up space because it doesn't speak to you and it's not interesting. That's also a recipe for letting the trends dictate your life instead of you dictating what actually goes in your home. Okay, next up on my list, also called things that people insist on buying for Nick, even though they probably should not, is decorative trays. I don't buy decorative trays anymore because again, you maybe need like one or two to display things and then just stop. I would say like one or two in your home and then maybe like one or two for food. Like one for decoration to actually like use as a nice place to put maybe a candle, which we talked about, maybe some books, maybe some like, maybe, you know, catch-all for things, what have you. But like, yes, you might need a decorative tray or two, and you might need some space in order to, you know, for serving, whatever, but you don't need any more. I got rid of some because again, people insist on buying them for me for gifts. And that I don't need anymore. Thank you for the gift. Obviously, I'm not a jerk. I will say thank you so much, but I just don't need them anymore. So stop buying too many of these. You need like one or two maybe. And even then, of course, you don't need any at all, actually. If you don't have a decorative tray in your life, you do not need one. But I would say that there are some people that would just have way too many, and I was one of them, and I just don't do it anymore. Okay, next up is gonna be decorative books. This is the same thing. I think a lot of people consume and buy books because they want to, and I'm not talking about books you read, like I'm talking about books that are just strictly decorative because I don't know, you see the hot book, like you want the Tom Ford book or the Chanel book or the Tom Ford 2 book or whatever, and you buy the books over and over and over again to display. I just find that if you're gonna go to a flea market or you're gonna go wherever and you find some cool books that you like, in interests that you enjoy, so if you like photography or motorcycles or whatever, then feel free to get a book about those things and then use them as decor or as a way to sort of show some personality into your space, and maybe you just like looking at them and flipping them through them or whatever while you're sitting at home. Those can be great books to buy, but I just don't buy designy books anymore because I don't need them and I don't read them. And books that you don't really read are strictly decor, and I'm just not really feeling that you need too many of those. if any at all, to be honest. Okay, and then next up is gonna be seasonal decor. So this one, I will say a lot of you, like I did a video on timeless Christmas decor a little while ago, and a lot of you guys were like, oh, I still love like the cheesy Santas and the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. I did say in that video, like if you like it and it brings you joy, go ahead and go for it. But I just think that like the seasonal decor, especially now outside of the holiday season, so we're talking Valentine's and Easter and blah, 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 it's out of hand. It's a little bit hyper consumerism to just need to turn over your house for every season. Retailers will always have a new holiday to present you with the option of like more decor or things or crap that you need to buy. And I personally don't really decorate for, I can see Halloween and I can see Christmas obviously, or whatever you celebrate during the season, in which case go for it. If you want to decorate, that's fine. I personally opt for things that just always look beautiful and nice and cozy and warm in my space, and then you add in some little greenery and some things during the holiday season. I just think that a lot of the wholesale turnover of like pillows and blah, blah, blah just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. If you do want like Christmas pillows, I would suggest maybe Christmas pillow covers, and you swap out the colors depending on the season. If that's something that sort of fits your vibe, that's far better, I think, and just keep using the same pillow inserts, and then you just change out the covers. Because I just think there's so much stuff out there, and I don't even know where you guys need bigger houses to fill all the seasonal decor that you need. And that is, let's be real, let's just take a step back and realize that is just silly. And the next thing that I don't buy anymore is going to be fake houseplants. I'm not the plant guy, okay? You can see from my background, there's nothing living back there. And I'm not a big plant lover, period. I know a lot of people love plants. A lot of people, they've made it their entire personality, and I love that for you. But I would say for me, it's not there. I just don't need that many plants. Fake plants, I'm really just done with. There was a time, and I don't hate on the fake plants all the time. Like if you have a space that doesn't get a whole lot of light, but you want like a little touch of wood greenery, then go for it. Feel free to like buy some, especially if they're like good quality and they're not like, it's a good fake. You know what I mean? Like if you can try to get the faux plants and you can fool people, go for it. But I think for me in general, I just don't buy these anymore. I haven't bought a fake plant in years, and I used to have things that were faux and faux plants and things. The only one would be a fake Christmas tree, okay? That's over here. And that one I will say, a fake Christmas tree makes sense. Everything else doesn't. I just don't buy fake plants anymore. And again, if it fits you, go for it. But you know, for me, it's gonna be no plants at all, or dare I even say, do I venture back into the plant world? Baby steps, baby steps. Okay, that's it for me today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna link here for things that you don't need in your living room. I did a series with like, I did living and kitchen and things that you don't need in some of these spaces. So if you enjoyed this video, I think you're really gonna enjoy that one. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.